You guys continue on your journey back to Kendallholm. As you're walking off in the distance, can I get a perception check from one person here? Let's see who it is.
I have the highest perception. So
No, wait.
Oh, never did not matter.
Tom does it. I believe that's a pass. Off in the distance,
26.
you spot a dead man sitting under the feet of a much larger creature, a 7-foot tall giant person. He's got a big loincloth, a big club. You see the man below him is just kind of like smashed. He's kind of squished under the ground. The dude's kind of, the big giant is kind of scratching his head, and you hear "Where'd you come from?"
Oh, he's a nice giant that just made an accident.
Smash this guy? No, I don't think so. I thought we got lucky on our encounter roll.
But he might be a nice one.
I said you got lucky so far, right?
So far.
Oh.
I stipulated it very
So
clearly.
is he talking to us directly?
No, he's like, "Where'd you come from?" He's like scratching his head, looking down at the man.
Oh, I see you. Okay.
I didn't. Who are you, little one? He picks up the smushed body. You see, it's like literally flat, and he like looks at it and kind of like shakes his head, scratches it, and goes, "No."
Okay.
Do we all see this, Reb?
So what I do is I take down I put down my box of pigeons, put it on the floor, and I just say silently, "We have to go around."
You leave your pigeons here?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
They're loud. I don't want to. They're a liability.
I agree. I hate the giants.
Okay.
Like arch enemies.
So you all try and avoid the giant. There's a couple trees around him. How do you try to avoid him? Just walking very far? Do you like go out of your way to keep your distance, or do you like try and sneak past?
Let's just go behind trees and shit.
I was saying, are we like enough? Like, is it like kind of like plain slash
So
forest?
he's like 70 feet away from you, right?
If I can hide in some tall
I am
grass.
the knight.
Some
But
Pokemon.
do you guys risk being seen by him, or do you go way out of your way? Like, do you just dash to the west or the east and like come around to Kendallholm?
It seems like he did not even hear him smashing. So my idea is we can just walk like 6 feet away from him.
Yeah, like sneak past him if we can, maybe.
Like if this is our path and he is right here, I feel like we can just do this, and he won't notice us.
So you try and do that? Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
If you are a stealth individual, you can try and hide in shadows and whatnot. Does someone try and hide in shadows? Or is it move silently or whatever you have? You can roll your checks. I'm going to roll his perception check, though. You'll pass either way if he, even if he passes, if you pass.
For me, Carol, a stealth check or something.
Nope. Okay, you're not hidden in the shadows. Do you have move silently?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay.
Those are my two that I have.
Okay.
At least let's try.
Roll your move silently. Let's see if you pass that. Nope.
Oh, it's close.
Okay, and the rest of you are walking by as he goes, "Who goes there?" as he stares right in your direction as you're like walking past a tree.
I should have kept those pigeons.
Fuck.
Who are you? Is this yours? And he kind of flips it towards you, the man. He just kind of flapjacks forward a little bit.
You guys keep going. I'm just
I'm gonna keep dragging the lady.
Yeah.
Just ignore him.
I almost keep a prisoner. No, not keep. I'm just gonna keep him occupied first.
You guys take the prisoner?
Yeah, they take the prisoner.
Okay, so
I have her.
so Archibald goes. Archibald Emmanuel Lafleur goes
Oh
here.
my god. No.
Did I characterize that properly? I feel like I hope I did.
Yeah.
Okay. The giant goes, "Why your name so long? Why you put man on my foot? That hurt. He had a little prickly in his belt." Why?
He's talking about a sword, probably.
You do see that there's a short sword scattered by his foot. It looks like there's a little blood on the ground as well. "No, it really hurt," Archibald says. "Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay?" The giant goes, "No, it hurt really bad. I'm mad. Did you leave it here?"
No, 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 no.
Archibald goes, I did not. The giant looks to the group of you. What are you doing in my home?
Is this your home?
How dare you not know this is my home?
I was confused because
You left him here, didn't you? You didn't even know I lived here.
No, actually, but down the road.
We don't even know this guy yet.
Archibald goes, it's a lovely home. It is a lovely home. I have a big rock over here. Would you like to see it?
I'm getting flashbacks. Okay.
I'm getting flashed.
Okay.
He died in another campaign to a cyclops that threw a rock at him.
I say, no, I'm okay, but that guy seems like he might live down the road. There's this big building with a black pool in the middle. I'm pretty sure he might have lived there.
So Archibald speaks up and goes, oh yes, please. I'd like to see the rock.
Oh my god, no.
Do you go with him, Archibald? He kind of gestures for you to follow him.
Dagnan face palms.
Okay, Archibald goes and follows the giant man
I start talking
to his rock.
Dagnam's like, I'm just saying, like this
You
guy is
guys-
a cool new party member. Like, we don't really know what she's about.
Do you guys follow him?
I have 1 health.
I do too. We should.
Okay. You all follow the giant. Eventually you come to a large cave with a boulder in front of it. And he kind of takes one hand and shoves the boulder. It takes a little bit to shove the boulder out of the way, because it's a big boulder. And you see like a 20-foot high cave going downwards as he walks in. He goes, come see my home.
We're not getting out of the situation. Just okay. I said, yeah, sure.
Do you follow him? Do you all go with him into the cave?
Yeah, I guess I just go in and just like, oh,
Okay.
some lovely rocks you got here. Don't mind our lady friend.
Well, okay. And he leads you down into a large chamber with what looks to be a fire pit. He uses a big piece of flint and steel to like light it, and as the cave is illuminated, you see there's a big bed full of like furs. It looks like so many different furs. You couldn't even like probably hunt this in this year. You see a large pile of bones next to the bed. They don't all appear to be animals. And there's a large, what looks to be kind of like strange table. It's really just a piece of wood from like a cart put on top of like a stoop. A big like log basically that a giant would sit on. There's no human-sized furniture in here, so you're left kind of standing awkwardly next to the fire.
So what I think it'd be funny if you it's like,
What did you say? You cut out.
trap. Oh, I thought it'd be funny if out of nowhere he started talking intelligent. It was like, you trap. Like,
Yes.
something like that.
So Archibald speaks up and says, I like your cave, very homely. The giant goes, oh, thank you. I really try and make it nice. And he points down a little bit into the cave, and you see a couple of giant spiders sitting on webs off in the distance.
Are those your pets?
Oh, that's Freya, and that's Clokey. I just named them after my cats. That may have been a mistake. He goes, this is my home. Would you like to see my most valuable possessions?
If you want to show it to us.
He
We
walks...
could use some food.
Oh, you hungry?
Yes,
Follow
allow
me. He leads you into a separate section of the cave that has a actual unboned, not unboned, fully formed people that are dead.
Oh, God.
As you notice, he's brought the man that he threw towards you with him. He throws it into the pile with the bodies. He had it like under his loincloth.
Oh.
And he goes, food!
I point to like the bodies. Like that's a food.
Food!
You know, it's on this. All of a sudden, my stomach hurts.
You don't want to eat my food?
Uh,
It's not very kind.
you're- you know, I'll take some and bring it over there, and we get to cook it first.
I got cooked food. You see a pile of charred remains in another corner. It looks like he's actually smoked them. You're not sure what kind of meat it is, because it's not on a body, but there's charred meat on a rack in this room.
Dagnan would
Or
just
smoked,
assume it's
sorry.
all not something.
He hands you all pieces of the charred or smoked meat.
Can I like pretend to eat it?
You say you're allergic to people flesh? I don't know about that. I've never met anyone allergic to people flesh. Give me a charisma check, Tom.
It's true. He starts breaking out in a hive.
To avoid eating the human flesh. What is your charisma score? Need to know that as, I guess I could look at your sheet. 19? That's a fail. He goes, I don't know about that. Why don't you just try a piece? I'm sure you'll be okay. Take a little nibble. He looks at you all expectingly, to eat his meat.
Eat his meat.
I say I have my own. Do you want to try some?
You have meat?
No, it's not meat. It's actually wheat. it's
I like meat.
Oh, well,
Give me another
charisma.
charisma check, Tom, to see if you can fake take a bite. See if you can pull this off. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. You pretend to take a bite. Okay. Yes, I have tasty snacks. So what are you handing him to home? Or Miles?
Miles, I think.
What are you handing him?
I am Miles. What am I talking about? Okay.
I was gonna say, what? Yeah, you are.
I say I have rations. These aren't meat. It's more like bars made out of bread.
There's dried fruit, dried bread. There's also meat. It's like smoked bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerky.
Yeah. So I'm fine with this.
You wouldn't want to eat my food then, huh?
It's not really that. Wait, is there see any meat on my plate, or is it just like the bread and dried fruit?
Like, are you pulling out your rations?
Let's just say I pull out the berries and like
Okay.
wheat rations.
So you pull them out of your bag. You go, what do you say to him? Like, I have
I say I'm a
these.
vegetarian.
What is that?
It means I only eat fruits, vegetables.
Ooh, like a cow.
Exactly, yeah.
Are you tasty like a cow?
No.
I like to eat cows. They eat the
No.
nicest of fruits. It makes them so sweet.
You see, I drink poison usually, so I'm.
What is a poison? Is that a band? I think
It's
I've
like-
heard them play.
Oh, it's very bitter.
Bitter? Ooh, like a sweet
Tummy goes
tart.
rumbly.
Ooh, like a tart like Mom used to make at the big giant cave.
Oh, where's your mom?
Follow me.
Oh no! Oh no!
He leads you down a new area of the cave, this one going what looks to be kind of like eastward in the cave. And eventually, do you follow?
Okay, this is my new plan.
Archibald follows.
Yeah,
Hey, I will too. I'm
Dagnan,
gonna
take the hostage and wait at the mouth of the cave.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go outside the cave and be a lookout. And he rushes off.
Okay, so he kind of
With the prisoner.
does he watch you do this? He ignores you. And leads Archibald and Miles down the cave. Eventually, you come to a big chamber. It looks to be decorated with various furs going into it. You have to kind of like push them to the side. They're not giant sized necessarily, but there's a lot of them like patched together as kind of like a curtain. and you come into a large chamber, and he kind of takes a big striking his foot and steel against something to light a giant torch. And as the room is illuminated, you see what looks to be hundreds and hundreds of giant bones littered throughout this giant chamber. It's about 60 feet across, square foot. It's literally giant, and then bones everywhere. It's only about 20 feet high, or 30 feet high, somewhere between there, like 25. You see the bones are organized in strange ceremonial fashions. But yeah, you see giant bones everywhere. Mother's over there!
Well,
Oh, I
damn.
say. Oh, what happened to everyone here?
They died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Men in armor came. They stabbed them.
People in armor can be terrible.
I stepped on a couple. But then I ran to the cave. Eventually I came back and their bodies were still there. Except their heads and one of their ears. It was weird.
Yeah, I understand. How long has it been?
He looks up. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
How many moons is 5?
5 minutes.
How many moons is... There's big moons, 5 big moons.
Oh, that's about. How much would that be?
Testing your knowledge of the lunar cycles here today.
20 days, 70 days.
I said 5 big moons.
5 big moons. Yeah, that's 70 little moons.
What is it? Half moons? There was a
Yeah.
lot of half moons.
Yeah, that is 70 half, quarter, and tiny moons. And no moon.
I don't know. I just know moons.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you for coming to my residence.
Oh, no problem.
Now, I must ask you one simple question.
Oh no.
Why don't you stay?
We actually have a job to do today.
Oh, it's no big deal. You'll be fine.
No, but we have to work soon.
You can live here. I have plenty of food. You've seen.
No, I know you have a lot of.
I get very lonely. He kind of looks down and like shuffles his feet. I step on too many of my friends.
We can visit. We can visit tomorrow.
You'll come back tomorrow?
Yeah, sure.
Charisma check. Both of you, Tom and
I'm not lying. I'm being serious.
Miles. Still, charisma check. It's a fail. What's your
Wait, hold
charisma,
on.
Miles?
10. So 19.
Both of you hit 19s.
Are you serious?
Mhm. Yeah.
Let me double check my charisma.
I think Tom is yours a 19, right? Or 9? 9 charisma?
Yeah, I have 10.
9. Yeah, you both had 19s. He goes, well, let's just stay the night and see what happens, okay?
Oh no. But we have work to do.
Oh, we have partying to do. And he kind of slaps you on the back. It hurts pretty bad because it's a giant hand and he doesn't have real scale.
Who did you slap?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Guy with 1 HP. He just
You
died.
feel all your bones like rattle back and forth as he slaps you. He goes, follow me. And he tries to get you guys to stay and drink with him for the next 3 days or so. At least. That's how far that he continues to insist you stay. We can have the conversation if you can leave. Ask that if you'd like.
Okay, sure. Let's just. No, we can't stay. We have to we have to go return the quest and shit.
Yeah, you'll heal as you drink and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. This lady won't be unconscious for that long.
Oh, she's already awake. You did temporary punching damage. She's gagged though.
The only problem is we're not feeding her.
He does ask you in this time period. Do you stay? You stay first.
I ask him, is it okay if me and Agnar, what's your name again?
Dagnan?
Dagnan. Me and Dagnan go and then leave Arch here and come back.
Who is Dagnan?
Dagnan was Where's Dagnan?
I was outside. Did we
Yeah.
stay tonight or anything yet? Or
No,
'cause
this
I
is
was
this is
outside.
this is that same day.
So he was the even tinier tiny man.
There was another man?
He didn't even notice me.
Oh yeah, he's really short, really small.
There was 3 of you?
Yeah.
You say 4? I think Archie says 4. Wait, what? Where are these men? I need to see them now. They were in my home, weren't they?
Well, you invited us in.
I invited you 2 in.
No, you forgot. There were 4 of us.
I didn't know they were
Can
there.
I hear this outside of the cave?
Yes.
How far away?
Yeah, you hear.
Oh, shit. I drag the prisoner away. Then I'm starting.
You just dip? Okay.
Yes, I'm dipping back towards the town.
Who were these people in my home? They could have taken anything. Wait a second. He looks around. Where's my favorite slippers?
Oh no. Okay.
Did they take
Archie,
my slippers? Where are my slippers, Archie? In Miles.
Hold on. We're too big to take your slippers. We're too small. I mean, like we couldn't carry them. Your foot's the size of.
But you said he was even smaller. By that logic, he could have carried them away like an ant. Wait, is he an ant? He must be an ant.
Oh my god.
You brought ant-men into my home.
Oh my
I
god.
talked to this guy about meat. And
Is he getting mad? Like visibly mad?
He's kind of flipping out. He's not like directly angry. He's like terrified that his slippers might be gone.
Do you check next to your bed?
He looks over. You see two big piles of fur. He goes, "My slippers!"
We don't have any slippers here.
No, he's looking at them. He sees his slippers.
Oh, okay. You said I thought you were talking about the bed pile of fur. So, oh look, your slippers are right there. They're fine.
Say Tom can't hear anything he says.
Tom, can you hear now?
Oh, you can't hear me?
I don't think he can hear anything. He sequesters the 2 of you to stay still. So.
I said we can stay for an hour.
Am I using that word right? Sequester is like... Hold on. I think so. Either way, you understood. Oh no, sequester is hiding... Hidden away? Never mind. He asked you... I can't say A words. He wants you to stay. He's insisting you stay. You'll say you'll stay for the night. He's like, let's party! And he gives you giant ale.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you.
Can I get a constitution check from the 2 of you if you drink it?
To even drink it? I'm not even gonna drink it.
No, if you drink. You don't drink?
No.
He goes, this one's kind of a stick in the mud, Archibald.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming that's a pass, Tom, because I believe you have more than 5 con, so... plus 12? Yeah, that's a great pass. You stomach it. It's probably one of the strongest liquors you've ever had. Yeah, you feel like you might be drunk for days. So you don't drink though, Miles?
No, absolutely not.
He kind of throws the mug in your face and goes, chug!
Drink?
Drink! And he like pours it on you. If you don't drink any, that's fine, but he's soaking you.
I pretend I open.
You open your mouth?
Aside, because he's pouring it all.
Yeah, you're drenched now because of how this occurred. In like sticky ale, right? So the night goes on, and eventually he passes out, right next to the fire pit. Tom, you're pretty drunk, but you're not like throwing up or anything. But you probably are feeling the inclination to sleep too. Yeah, you guys can game before that, so you guys gamble. He loses a couple bones to you. That's all he had. He doesn't have like currency on him.
All right.
Through the partying, you gather he's a very young giant. He'll give you a couple furs, yeah.
Can we wait till he goes to sleep?
He's passed out eventually. Archie, you're pretty tired too, though. You've been partying with a giant all night. You gather his name is Topher, by the way. He eventually introduces himself with his name. Topher.
Topher Grace.
Topher. He says Topher the Pale. Apparently he's pale. He looks pretty dark-skinned. You're not sure he's ever seen a mirror or ever been clean.
Okay. Alright, it's time for that.
So do you guys just dip on the giant?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's my new best friend, says Archie.
I said, Archie, please, we're gonna die.
He's drunk. He's my new best friend.
So, Tom, do you dip on him as well? Do you leave your new best friend?
Tom, if you come with us, I will let you have that one extra. We'll all get.
We have an Archibald typing. As my cat comes to steal my dice. Hello, Freya. I named a spider after you today.
Yeah.
I think that's the second time I've named a creature after my cats. I'll drunkenly say goodbye. He's passed out, so you just say goodbye to an unconscious giant.
And I've already been gone, so.
Alright, cool. So you're just waiting a mile away.
Pretty much, yeah.
We just see you on the main road. It's like, hey.
So
I'm not very fast. I'm dragging.
You guys dip. This woman is struggling very hard. She's like, "Rrr!" But those bonds are just so tight. It's like someone rolled a natural 20 on them. So hit her in the head again. Do you just keep knocking her out?
Yeah.
She has a concussion.
Okay, I'm gonna give her a system shock.
Oh god.
She has a concussion. Yeah.
She lived.
Okay, cool.
Shut up, you stupid idiot.
Okay, so you guys get back to town. It's nighttime as you get back after you're partying with the giant. It's almost like probably 3 a.m. and the gate guards have the gate down, and they go, "Who goes there? Who is it?"
What's the guy that?
You are still sloshed, yes.
Yeah.
What's the guy at the temple's name?
His name is Don, which is the equivalent of Sir, to be clear. He's a knight.
Okay.
Rickton... Wait, no, sorry. I'm reading the wrong list. Let me go back to this. His name is Dom Klaus Dowager. Sorry.
Okay, I tell the guys at the gate that Dom Klaus sent us on a quest a couple days ago. We're just coming back to speak with him about it.
And then, like, 'tis I, Archibald the Flowers.
Oh, Archibald, Sir Archibald. Welcome to the town.
Oh, he remembers it.
I think he lives here, don't you, Tom? If I'm wrong, yeah. He's a noble in this town.
Oh, shit, wait, really?
Yeah.
So they actually know him.
Yeah, he's one of, like, the 7 or 8 noble families here. His is fairly poor. Yep, so they let you in upon hearing it's Archibald LaFlowers. I think he wrote... Did you say Archibald?
Yeah, because he's drunk. That's
Aragon.
Archibald the Flowers. They're used to seeing Flowers Senior behave in this manner. So, actually, he's up to his neck in gambling debts. If you all didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a pretty nefarious son of a bitch. But you guys are let into the town. Probably not by travelers if you guys aren't native here, but you hear jokes about it here and there in the taverns. Okay, you've made it inside the town once again. I guess we can go back to that map.
Straight to the temple, I guess?
Yeah, straight to the temple.
You guys go straight there. There's no door on the temple. You just walk in. There's no one in the main chamber.
Let's head back to the back room that he greeted us last time.
You guys head back into the home of this. Do you drag that woman with you?
Yeah, she's been with me the whole time.
Okay.
It's someone's home?
There's a home in the back for the people who live here.
Oh.
Do you just walk back there? Like barge in?
I knock.
You knock on the door. It's like 4 a.m. at this point. An old woman around the age of 60 answers the door and goes, Hello?
Hi,
Who?
I ask.
She kind of like touches your face as she opens the door. Who is this? Her hand drifts slowly downward, eventually touching your chest and going lower, and goes, "Oh my, yeah, a man. Who are you?"
Well, she grabbed my dog. Like, is that what happened?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, that's what happened.
He's got a pretty good package, so
Actually, I do. Yeah.
She goes, "Who are you? Who goes there? Why are you here at this hour?"
Oh, Dagnan or whatever. Sent. Like wanted us to come here when what's our quest was.
Who is
I'm
Dagnan?
Dagnan.
Not Dagnan. What the fuck was his name?
Santa Claus. Damn Santa Claus.
Oh, Dom Klaus. Dom Klaus is at his residence.
Is it cool if we just wait here until morning just to speak with him?
In the street? Go ahead. In this home? No.
Not in the hall. I'm just saying in the general hall, in the hall outside, like just outside the door.
In the temple?
Yeah.
No. This is not a place for vagrants. It's a place of worship.
Okay.
Get an in-room like the rest of us civilized folks.
Well, we kind of have
So,
a.
As you're
a
speaking,
item.
someone like overtalks you here. "'Tis I, Archery de Powers." You hear in the background.
What you guys do? Why is he so drunk?
Please,
Man,
get an in-room and leave me be. You hear a couple other people stirring inside as they're awoken by the chatter.
We'll do just that, ma'am. Sorry for disturbing you.
Thank you. I assume you all get an in-room.
yeah, I guess we just take our prisoner to an inn if we can't.
Okay.
avoid her in the temple.
So you
That was
get
my plan.
you guys all go to sleep, wake up, and you go back to the temple. But as you're leaving your inn, you see Dom Klaus kind of walking towards the in-room. Or the inn.
I wave him down. Like,
He kind of acknowledges you as he's like walking in your direction. You feel like he's been told you're here.
oh, perfect.
He walks up and goes, "Hail! Did you clear out the temple?"
Yeah, but there's a lot we have to discuss. You want us to talk up in one of our rooms?
"We can talk like men here in the street or in a table in the inn."
All right, cool. We'll get a table then.
And he walks into the inn/tavern. Not the same thing, by the way. And sits down at a table, orders a couple drinks for the group of you. You notice he doesn't order any for himself, though. He goes, "Tell me what happened. What has occurred? My assistant informed me that you retreated very cravenly during the first encounter."
Yeah.
It was a tactical and not a cravenly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There were
Well-
exploding skulls.
If a squash is squashed, it is a squash still, all the same.
I tell him that we have.
Sure thing, guy.
Fucking love your guys' voice. Yes. I tell him that we have a prisoner from from the actual thing, and that there were cultists a big pot of acid, and we found the bodies of the two missing town girls from the town.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
And who is this woman?
No idea. Don't ungag her, by the way, because as soon as she casts spells, just be careful with that.
Have you knocked her unconscious?
Yeah, several times
Many
actually.
times.
Yes, her spells will be wiped from her memories now. Most
Oh,
likely.
Okay, cool. She probably didn't. Yeah, she probably didn't memorize it. We could probably ungag her when she wakes up, but she'll be screaming bloody murders. That's why I expected us to go back up to my room.
Are you handing me this woman?
We brought her for interrogation, you see.
Yeah, it seems like there were cultists. It was some type of cult for Shinnabog, and they
In
were
the strange
sacrificing.
gem.
She is a priestess of Shinnabog.
So yeah, as far as
Correct.
this.
He takes out his mace.
Oh, he's just gonna
He
said-
smashes her head in
Jesus.
in front of you. I assume she was was she in a seat at the table?
I assume she was just like sitting on the
I was on the floor.
Okay, well
That's
then he just swings downward at her head,
He just
smashing
downwards
it.
her?
Yeah, he just smashes her head as she's on the floor. He was gonna grab her shoulder and like
Fuck
smack
yeah.
her, but
I said, holy shit.
No,
man,
he
put
just
down
caves her
box
head
of
and loudly to the tavern he goes, "Let it be known that any who worship false gods will meet the same fate." He wipes off his mace on his like surcoat.
I pushed the brains off my shoulder.
Yeah, it was pretty messy. He's pretty
Yeah.
strong. You'd gather that he's probably superior strength. For sure from that action.
Jesus. I said, damn, we could have gotten some more information. There's obviously what's it called? A lot of cultists popping up around here. So we should, so we get more information. Seems
You
like
know of
there's
other
probably
cults? Where?
There were 6 of them in that building alone, and they had some weird summoning circle inside.
Did you disrupt it? Did you kill whatever they summoned?
It was honestly though, it was honestly powerful enough to kill me. So I kind of just left it be. I was gonna.
So you didn't complete your job, is what you're telling me.
It's just a circle. All we have to do is pour water on it, and the circle.
You didn't complete your job.
Well, that's why I came back here. I thought you might want to investigate with us to see what the hell was going on there.
I
You didn't
asked
tell
you.
us to get rid of any circles. We killed the people like you asked.
We were just asked to get rid of the.
I asked you to restore order to my temple. Regardless, you'll receive your pay, or you can join the order and serve the circle. The cycle of the circle.
Do you guys want to serve the cycle?
No, the pay, please.
Well, okay.
Okay,
Only a serve of myself.
he goes,
and door a hand.
"Not everyone can be as pious as the rest of us," and he pulls a coin purse out and sits it right down on the table, goes, 20 gold. I put in a bonus, but he goes and grabs it and takes it out. You didn't seem to kill everything in the temple. It's 20 gold.
One more thing.
Well, we
I need
killed
to ask you
everything,
about.
just a circle. It wasn't alive.
He told me that there was a circle that summoned things. That is desecration of the temple to the highest degree.
Should I tell him about the actual effigy?
I don't know. I didn't even see anything. We didn't see anything get summoned out of the circle. I thought
No,
you
no,
saw that.
it's not alive, but there's an effigy acid. We should probably
Oh.
I think you told him about the pool of acid.
Yeah, you did.
You didn't tell him about the effigy, though, the weird
Oh, yeah,
statue.
I told him there was this effigy inside a pool of acid made of stone.
It is a temple to the god of craftsmen. Perhaps they crafted it in honor of such a thing.
Okay, well I tell him all right then, and I say thank. And if there's any work that you guys need done,
Speaking of which, we have heard reports from the southernmost territories that there's an increasing number of attacks on settlements. I would like you to gather information for the temple and figure out who is behind this. If you do so, I could offer you a hefty sum of, say, 75 gold if you discover the source and bring it to justice.
can I get the information about what's happening in those towns in general?
Yes, there seems to be raids by all kinds of folk. Goblins, orcs, horsemen, raiders.
Oh, hell yeah! Works.
A giant named Topher.
Archibald whispers into your ear, "Shh, take the money and go." So it's up to you guys over the next week if you want to accept this quest. But I think we'll end here as the party considers such a thing.
Absolutely. That's my favorite enemy because I'm a justifier, is orcs and greenskins.
Sat round the tavern table, we fade to black as our first session comes to a close. Do you guys want to say anything to the people watching the video? How few they are, far between they may be, but still existing.
Fuck Topher.
I fucked over.
He almost got me killed.
Fuck that guy who stabbed me around the corner.
Yeah.
He almost killed me.
Archibald loves Topher.
Absolute mad lad.
Sorry, I'm mad lad.
Parties for 3 days
Okay.
straight.
I kind of like Topher. Dagnan didn't like Topher. He isn't a giant kin.
And we'll see you guys next time on Dungeons and Death.